Hello everyone, this is Orbolt here with, for those of you that may have just finished watching the uncut version, this is going to be more of the same, so you don't really feel inclined to watch it. If you didn't see the other version of the video, I will say that you're not really going to miss much, but this is going to be dramatically shorter than that 20-minute video was. Of course, this is minus all the expletives and all the blankety-blank stuff out there. I'm actually going to do this video in the reverse order from how I did my the profane video, and I'm just going to put my thoughts on bullying in general. First and foremost, people that do bullying have a lot of issues going on with themselves. Otherwise, there really wouldn't be all that point to them actually making the lives of others do them. I can't remember where I heard it, but there was a story that I read when I was a kid, and it was a biblical scripture to back up, to go with the story, which I'm just suddenly put blank on, but the basic plot of the story was a kid was being bullied by the local bully at his local elementary school, and he was getting sick and tired of it, so he asked his dad for advice. His dad pulled out the good book and shared with him a passage about if you should be kind to your enemies, and as a result of this, spiritually, what it would do was it would heap hot coals on them and burn the wickedness out of them. And in retrospect, you will turn your worst enemy into your greatest friend. And I'm being completely honest with you, I have actually done this in real life, and it actually does work. So I would definitely say that you should, if you are being bullied, first and foremost, consider me a strong ally, and I want you to give that a shot and see if it works. Definitely. Usually, it's pretty easy to figure out what makes a bully tick. I mean, if I have a lot of personal experience in terms of being bullied myself. I mean, I was bullied for being tired a lot in high school and randomly falling asleep. I've been bullied for the way I talk, and I know for those of you that like the sound of my voice, that might be very hard to believe. But yeah, I have been bullied for that. I have been bullied for a lot of the mannerisms that you may have seen in my videos. And in a few cases in which I am not going to get into detail, I have been bullied simply because I exist. I know that might be very hard for some of you to believe, but yeah, I have been bullied simply because I exist. And all I can say is I've overcome a lot of that stuff, and I've simply moved on with my life. I mean, and on that note, I'm going to say something that I didn't say in my other video that I'm going to say here. Ther saved my life. And I know a lot of you might find that very hard to imagine, for those of you that are familiar with that organization, but I can say that honestly now. Ther saved my life. At the time that I did Ther, I was in a very bad place emotionally. And from the very first day to the very last week of my second year, you know, I really came, for me, that was pretty much my college experience, more or less. I mean, I learned a lot about myself as a person and what I could do. And I felt, at the end of that experience, I felt really, really good about myself. And it was as a result of my time in Ther that I decided to work as a paraprofessional for the next 7 years. And I mean, you're 8 doing that now, and I'm enjoying my job immensely. But yeah, I've definitely come a long way than how I was when I was a kid. And all I can say is I'm just going to continue to prove a lot of the people that said I wouldn't be able to make much of myself wrong. That's all really I can do. Yes, I mean, I have a job that I love. I have a supporting family. I have a supporting cast at home. I have a supporting family up and down the East Coast, as well as in Trinidad and New York and Baltimore, and lots of friends all over the world. Maybe not friends in the traditional sense, but folks that I can talk to and connect to in that sense. And for those of you that notice a sudden change in the tempo of my voice, putting it on the record, as I said in my other video, no, I don't really have a lot of friends, at least not in the traditional sense. I mean, I can say that I didn't really try to make friends, but it just didn't really happen. I mean, some things work out and some things don't, and I've never really been in the habit of having a lot of friends anyway. It's all about who I feel comfortable about and who's feeling very comfortable around me. And given a lot of my nuances, you have to be pretty comfortable with me in order to really stay for me to keep in touch with you on a consistent basis. I'd say the number of people that actually do fall into that category in terms of individuals, let's see, yeah, 3 people. A coworker at one of the schools where I worked at, another coworker at another school where I used to work at. Actually 5. The other 3 are actually people that I talk to almost daily in Ventrilo from World of Warcraft. That's pretty much it. And of course, I'm not including family and coworkers in that list, other than the 3 I just named. But anyway, yeah. Getting back to my personal history with bullying, it's pretty extensive, and a lot of it I've already covered, but I can definitely say that I've grown from that, and it's, as the saying goes, what doesn't kill you simply makes you stronger. I also want to echo what I said in the other video in terms of the saying, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never hurt you. That's completely ludicrous. Words hurt, and people have killed themselves, as well as killed a lot of people over that word. I mean, I'm going to plead the fifth and not state my opinion on certain mass shootings, but what I will say is that they were all very much preventable and could have been avoided all entirely. The fact of the matter is society failed them, and that's why all of those people are dead. A lot of people died for no reason in my book. And it's a real shame that despite the fact that this keeps happening over and over and over again, people are just letting it happen. I mean, it's just too bad, really. But you know, it's this vicious cycle, and we as human beings have a moral obligation to correct these things, or even to take it a step further, prevent them from ever happening, and we're not. And I think this is something that I'm making it a personal play out there to, like, everybody, you know, like, talk to each other, you know. We're all in this together. I mean, as the saying goes, you know, we need to either learn to work together, or we can all perish together like fools. I mean, life is short, really. Life is really short. I mean, once you're gone, that's it. And for those of you that are out there that are feeling really low right now and feels like life sucks for them, and that you know, you're on a very spiral nosedive into doing something terrible, you know, talk to someone. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later. Just talk to someone. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you know, I didn't really take that sort of thing seriously, but once I started doing it, I started feeling a lot better, and I'm just pretty much passing on personal experience, you know. Talk to someone. I mean, me, I've got a lot of people out there that depend on me, so whenever whenever I'm feeling pretty angry about someone that's wronged me in some way, you know, I usually will pray about it first and foremost. I'll usually try to talk to the person that wronged me in my viewpoint and try to work things out with them. And if all else fails, I just tell myself, you know, it's just not worth it, you know. You know, there are just too many people out there that depend on me day in and day out, so those are the things that keep me going every single day. There are people out there that depend on me. There are things that I want to do with my life. There are lots of things out there that are much better than sitting in a psychiatric ward, which I have actually done. And for more on that, see my other video. And there are things that are much better than spending the rest of your life in jail. There are things much better than having someone tell you what you about. There are things a hell of a lot better than having someone tell you when you need to eat. There are things much better than someone having to watch you use the bathroom. There are things much better. There are things much better than being watched while you're having a conversation with having people watch you while you're sleeping. There are things that are much better to that, and I know that for some people out there, hearing me say that might be crossing a few lines, but you know what? We need to be. I figure if I need to be real with you guys, just to say, what? These are things from my past that if things from my past may actually help someone, get on the right track with themselves, or take initiative and take charge and find that inner voice to stand up for themselves, then I've done my job, more or less in that sense. I'm just going to consider this part 2 and closing the lid on terms of my anti-bullying crusade, more or less. So for those of you that are bullies, I hope you learned from this video and or the other video that I did. For those of you that have been picked on and or bullied either in person or over the internet, I hope my words from both videos empower you. But at the very least, all in all, take care of yourselves, and just keep in mind that you only live once. And I know that hashtag is being thrown around on a few certain websites I frequent, but you know what? It's true. You only live once, and once you're gone, you're gone. The dead don't get second chances, regardless of what you believe. And there are options out there. I mean, yeah. You guys, gonna wish you guys the best. Bless you guys. Take care of yourselves. I'm gonna do a couple more videos in the future. And you guys take care of yourselves. World, have fun.